Hey Glam Fam, welcome back. Today is going to be a review of part 2 of this Real Housewives of New Jersey reunion. Y'all, part 2 was so draining. Like, it was a lot. Like, everybody was just going at it non-stop and it was just so annoying. So I'm not going to get into every little argument. I don't have time. I'll be skipping over a lot, but I'm also going to be talking about a lot. Like, this isn't going to be a short review, but it was just way too much. I ain't talking about every single little stupid argument they had. Even Andy was getting fed up, and I understood. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So we pick up with Teresa accusing Melissa and Joe of hanging out with the people that sent her to jail. And Andy calls her out because he's like, I mean, you were married to the guy who committed the crime, so... So then he asked Dolores what she thought, and Dolores wanted no part. Dolores wanted no parts the entire reunion. Dolores turned into Dennis, and this was none of her business. She didn't have an opinion about anything. She was like, no, I don't think that was true. I don't know. I don't have no opinion. It ain't my business. I stayed out of it. That was her response to everything. It just tells me that Dolores know everything, but she friends with both of them, so she pleading the fifth. So then they start talking about Jacqueline, and then Melissa brings up this text that Jacqueline allegedly sent her when her and Teresa weren't getting along.
I know I shouldn't care, but her arrogance, her voice, and the fact that she gets away with way too much after being a nasty asshole bothers me. She is a low-life trash bucket. She's stupid, but also very calculating. Even with her 2 facelifts and eye lifts, Botox fillers, new boobs, she's still so...
They didn't confirm the number. We just saw the name in the contact listed as Jacqueline, so it really could have been anybody. Also, Teresa's name was not mentioned in this text message, so she could have been talking about anybody. But in the event that she was, they weren't getting along, so it's pointless. And Teresa and Dolores kept going, yeah, Jacqueline isn't gonna be happy about that. And I don't think she is either. I don't think she would appreciate you pulling a text out like that. Like, what's your point? What point are you making? You know, some people do that, although it's not right. It's not right at all. Some people, when they fall out, they go and they talk trash. I don't think that means that she doesn't like Teresa. If she didn't like Teresa, I don't think she would have gotten back friends with her, you know? Maybe she was just venting, or I don't know. Like I said, it don't make it right, but like, what was she proving? Was she trying to say that Jacqueline don't really like her? Like, this is what she thinks about her? I don't know. Or maybe she was trying to make the point that Jacqueline isn't a reliable source because she talks about whoever she don't like at the moment. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about that. So then they move on to Rachel and Jennifer, and they talk about like how Rachel was kind of coming at Jennifer in the first few episodes, really for no reason. And Jennifer calls out her Finsta page.
Say that, Jennifer.
Yes, you 100% you did. Bravo Lover 1234.
Oh,
yes, you did.
God.
Bravo Lover 1234.
Oh my God, that hurts.
That was her fake Finsta screening. So I don't do fake accounts.
I was waiting on somebody to say that. I was wondering, like, were they just never gonna bring up the fact that this girl was a super fan? So then Rachel starts talking about how they went to the same nose doctor or something. Like, it was just stupid. Like, all of Rachel's issues with everybody was stupid. That just goes to show you she's a lapdog. She's a follower. And also another thing I really didn't care for with Rachel is like, she had like this false sense of importance throughout the reunion, like low-key like making these demands, like, okay, what's the next question, Andy?
Andy, can you say something to me?
I didn't even know.
Jennifer, ain't nobody talking to you. We don't want to hear what you gotta say.
No one asked you, Jen.
It doesn't matter. I'm here for my opinion, and you absolutely twisted it.
Well, I want to know from the others.
Like, sweetie, you're new. Relax. So then they move to the adoption situation, and basically Rachel said that the birth mother has reached out since the show has aired, and in so many words, she don't want to give up her rights. She feels like Rachel is only doing this for the show. Now, I don't believe that. Based on the way her and the son interact, you can tell that they have a great relationship, and when she told him about the adoption, his face lit up. Like, he was super excited. So I don't think that that was for the show. But yeah, basically she said that Louis reached out to the birth mother, found the information of the jail and everything that she was at, and contacted her. And from there, I guess she's been trying to reach out to her son. And yeah, I mean, it's not that far-fetched. Louis did brag about having this PI. So, and then that turns into Melissa versus Teresa. And we just gonna move right past that. Then Jackie and Jen Fessler arrived. Jen Fessler now, she didn't waste no time getting no work done. You know, usually it take like a few seasons, but she got that check and she went and got that work.
Facelift.
Okay.
Nose job.
Oh,
Yes. Weight loss and a nose job. Yes.
She said, I don't know how long I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna take the money I got right now and I'm gonna go get this work done. Okay. And then they talk about how she got backlash for talking about that deceased celebrity or musician that she slept with. Now, I feel like she was trying to avoid accountability because the way she described the backlash, she was saying that people was basically in shock that she had slept with a musician and that's where the backlash was coming from. No, that's not where it was coming from. It was just tasteless and tacky and nobody cares that you slept with this deceased musician. So then he asked Jackie how she felt about coming back as a friend. She admitted that it was rough and, you know, we could tell she had issues with the new girls almost immediately. Then she started talking about how she was struggling with weight issues. I think she said she gained a lot of weight. So, you know, she started writing a book and, you know, she went on this journey. So it actually ended up being really good for her. So then he asked about how she feels about Dolores doing the Ozempic, which is like this new phenomenon that I guess you get real thin real fast. I haven't even done any research on it. I just keep hearing it everywhere. So I guess that's the new thing these celebrities is doing. So he pretty much asked her how she felt about Dolores doing that. And like any quick diet or anything, basically she was saying that the concern is, you know, at some point you do have to come off of this thing. It's not healthy for you to do this permanently. So then, you know, you could possibly gain all of that weight back because you were dependent on whatever you were doing, and then you start getting obsessed with getting back to that size, and that's where all of the unhealthy habits and stuff come in. And that's like with any diet, that's why I'm really not a fan of them. I don't really like limit what I eat. I just like work out extra hard. Like if I eat a bag of hot Cheetos, I'm just gonna work out extra hard in the gym. I'm not really a fan of limiting what I eat. I've done it before. Not only that, you can, you know, gain the weight or lose the weight or whatever you do quickly. Not only that, it takes a while to get back into eating foods that you've cut off for so long. And sometimes you can get sick and stuff when you try to ease back into these foods. And just like diets, you know, you're just putting your body through extreme changes. So, I mean, that's with any plan. So then they talk about Melissa getting drunk and wanting to drunk down her ex. Teresa thought that this was inappropriate. Lord, now I'm up here sounding like Teresa. Teresa thought that this was inappropriate and that Joe would not appreciate the comments. Everybody else thought it was all in good fun. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about that. I don't know if I would make that comment, but it's kind of like if Joe cool with it, really we shouldn't care. If he felt like she was just being fun, then it's not a big deal. It's really up to Joe. And Melissa, you know, she's talking about, oh, it was a joke, Teresa. Ha ha, laugh, funny. Didn't Teresa say that?
It's funny.
I'm just saying. I gave my opinion.
I think she quoted people a few times. You know, she quoted Jen when she called her husband the B word. She called Louis that. So then they start talking about Teresa's bachelorette and how she didn't want male strippers. Teresa don't like the male strippers, but she does like Channing Tatum. Whoever that is.
No, I said I was into Channing Tatum. What's his name?
Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum, whatever.
So petty Melissa, you know, she took that as an opportunity to throw her words back at her.
You say that while you're married? Oh my God! You like Channing Tatum?
Yes,
I don't think
and
your
Louis knows
husband
it too,
is
'cause
gonna
we watch
like
it
that.
together.
Melissa is so petty. But I mean, it's not the same, you know. You have strippers at a bachelorette parties. But she did say she had a crush on him, so I guess, I don't know. But she ain't got Channing Tatum's number though. You got your ex number. So then they asked Margaret about why she was upset about about Teresa saying that she is a better friend than an enemy when Jackie said the same thing, and it was her tagline. And basically Margaret felt like the difference was that when Teresa was saying it, she was saying it like Margaret is manipulative and to watch out for her. And Jackie was just simply saying like, you don't want to fight with her. I mean, I think that's essentially what they were both saying, but okay. And just a side note, Teresa was not paying attention at this reunion. She kept like jumping in and saying things that had just been said.
So where do you get your information? Do you have Google alerts on everyone?
Ask her where she gets it from.
That's what I'm asking.
Oh my God. Trying to be kind to her, trying to get her on the show.
No,
over there.
You tried to get her on the show too.
I did. I said that.
Oh,
Of course I said that.
So then he asked Margaret what she did to piss Laura off, basically, and while Laura out here spilling all her tea. So basically, the problem is Margaret was trying to get her on the show and it fell through. Didn't I say that? Why else would you bring it to Jennifer Aiden? She didn't want to Jennifer to cause drama, and hopefully that was gonna get her a cameo or something on the show, basically. So then he asked Jen why she entertained it, and Jen pretty much says, you know, this was during the time where Margaret had exposed the affair. Laura reached out, you know, Jen was still feeling some type of way, so she entertained it. I mean, it is what it is, an eye for an eye, an arsenal for an arsenal. But then they bring up the fact that Jennifer had already told Melissa, and so did Teresa. And Danielle, she was floored. She had no idea. You know, Jennifer couldn't really explain herself. So they asked Danielle if she felt set up. So Danielle was in denial to me. She gonna ask them if they set her up, like they gonna admit it.
Did you guys set me up?
Duh. You know, I feel like Danielle was in denial because she didn't want to feel like a lapdog, but girl, it is what it is. Even if you don't receive it, we received it for you. You got played. So then Andy asked Melissa who she blames for the rumor coming to light. And somehow, some way, she found a way to blame Teresa. So she blames Teresa for telling Joe off camera. And then she also blames Jennifer for bringing it to the camera, which is weird because she admitted that if Jennifer didn't say anything on camera, then it wouldn't have been brought to light, which is what Andy asked you. He asked you, who do you blame for bringing it to light? But somehow you still found a way to blame Teresa. And the funny thing is, she don't seem to blame Margaret at all, when Margaret is the reason the whole rumor is out in general. So Melissa and Teresa start getting into it. Andy is getting frustrated. He's trying to yell over them. He's trying to talk over them. It's not working.
Hold on.
It's not weak.
Hold on.
You're weak.
Stop.
Weak.
You're weak.
Oh God, I swear to God.
She's weak.
And then Teresa says the thing again about Melissa leaving. Andy don't like that, clearly. She needs to stop saying that.
I can't wait to never look at your face again after today.
Okay.
Oh my God,
Let me know
I
how
can't
that
wait.
goes.
Meanwhile, backstage, the husbands are getting hyped up because they are ready to come at Louis. They mad about this private investigator mess. And also, Louis did some business with Frankie and that didn't go as planned. So Frank is feeling some type of way. And why does everybody keep doing business with Louis if y'all don't like him? So then he asked Margaret about the status of her and Teresa's relationship because they seem to get along during the season. But now it's a problem because apparently, allegedly, Louis called Margaret's son at work and threatened him. And those were the receipts that she had in that folder. So then Margaret also uses Dolores as a witness to confirm these things because right after she found out about it, she called Dolores. Teresa didn't know this, so Teresa's looking at Dolores like, why didn't you tell me that?
When it happened the day I called you, what a mess was I?
It was, she called me about
Why
it.
didn't you tell me?
She
Why?
told me that you knew.
That's not Dolores. Dolores done turned into business. This is none of her business. She don't want no parts of none of this. You know, then it's more arguing between Margaret and Teresa.
Okay.
You
Okay.
little belittle, you
Come on.
pathetic
All right.
little.
Can we? You guys, stop. Stop.
So then the husbands are about to come out. They send Jackie and Jen Fessler off. Andy talks to both Louis and Joe before starting because he's nervous that a fight is gonna break out. Why is Frank there with his new teeth? He couldn't even sit behind Dolores. He had to sit near Melissa. So it ends with the husbands coming out. So we didn't get into that at all. So that's gonna be the next episode. And yeah, that was part 2. Now, I don't know what they are planning to do as far as casting, but it's quite clear that Teresa and Melissa can no longer coexist. Like, even Andy was getting furious. He got so frustrated during this reunion. Somebody has to go. We can't do this another season. Somebody has to go. Like, something has to happen. They are gonna run this show straight into the ground, because I promise you, if they're both back, I'm not reviewing, let alone watching next season. I cannot do this again. This was so draining. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all thought about that in the comments down below. Stay happy, healthy, and all of that good stuff, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.